Okay. Noor from Somalia says that his friends are bankers. They work in conventional banks. Sometimes they eat together, they hang around together, they invite each other to food. So is it okay to eat with them or eat from their food? We've got two things. Mingling with people who do what is not right. In this case, if your intent is to give them da'wah and hope that insha'Allah Allah will benefit them through your words, that is definitely a good cause and you will be rewarded for that, whether they are rightly guided or not. Because Allah the Almighty says, مَا عَلَى الرَّسُولِ إِلَّا الْبَلَاغِ. What the messenger owes is only to deliver the message. With regards to eating and drinking from the food of somebody who's earning is pure haram, it is not permissible. If you know that it is pure haram, because his food is haram. If the person's earning is mixed, so he earns from halal and haram earning, in this case you may accept the invitations and you may eat from his food and accept the gifts from him or her. You're not blameworthy, and the blame is entirely on the person who earned unlawfully. Brothers and sisters, I love you for the sake of Allah, and I love for you what I love for myself. I know that it's a very tough test, especially when it comes to provision. But it is sad when a person trusts what in his hand more than what he trusts what in Allah's hand. What with Allah? Because Allah the Almighty says in Surah Al-Dhariyat, وَفِي السَّمَاءِ رِزْقُكُمْ وَمَا تُوعَدُونَ. Your provision is in heaven. Your provision is with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Then in Surah Al-Talaq, He says, وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. You're worried about the rizq, you're worried about the provision, you're worried about the fund to pay the utilities, to pay the school's tuitions, to pay for the medical, to pay for the rent, and to take your kids for vacation here and there, to buy a house and a car. All of us are like that. The person who is sitting in front of you isn't any different than anyone when it comes to this regard. Yeah, we sit and we calculate and we estimate how much we need and how much do I have and how much do I have to borrow and what is going to happen next year. The difference is that when you understand what Allah said in Surah Al-Dhariyat, all the provision, even the haram provision, that the thief steals and the person who works in haram earns, is coming from Allah. It's only from the provider, Allah, Rabbin Nas, Malikin Nas, the Lord and the sustainer of everything that exists. So He says, وَفِي السَّمَاءِ رِزْقُكُمْ وَمَا تُوعَدُونَ. Then He says, you want to increase your provision, you want Allah to provide you from means and ways which you could never imagine, fear Him. Keep your duty to Him. What does it mean to keep your duty to Him? To listen to Him, to obey Him, not to challenge Allah the Almighty. And Nabi sallallahu alayhi wasallam said in the hadith, Inna Ruh al-Qudus, that refers to Jibreel, peace be upon him, نَفَثَ فِي رُوعِي, inspired me, revealed unto me, أنه لن تموت نفس حتى تستوفي رزقها وأجلها. No soul shall expire without receiving its full decreed provision and lifespan. No one is going to die missing a sip of drink or a bite that was ordained for him. And for us, for those who believe in Allah and in the last day, we also believe that ما أصاب من مصيبة في الأرض ولا في أنفسكم إلا في كتاب من قبل أن نبرأها إن ذلك على الله يسير. The Prophet ﷺ explained the hadith, this ayah, by saying this ayah of Surah Al-Hadid, that Allah the Almighty has ordained everything and recorded all of that with Him in the preserved tablet 50,000 years before the creation of the heavens and the earth. So Akhi, your provision has been ordained for you before you were born. Wallahi, I swear to Allah, this is true. Whenever you were in the womb of your mother, the angel, while breathing the soul of making you a living creature, also was ordered by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to write down in your tab, in your record, how much provision would you get in this life from this moment on until you die. وَأَجَلِهِ, and your lifespan. No one is going to die missing a day or a minute. إذا جاء أجلهم لا يستقدمون ساعة ولا يستأخرون. No one is going to miss anything from what Allah has ordained for him. So the Prophet ﷺ said, فَلَا يَحْمِلَنَّ أَحَدَكُمْ طَلَبُ اسْتِعْجَالُ الرِّزْقِ أَنْ يَطْلُبَهُ بِمَعْصِيَةِ اللَّهِ. Sometimes because we have strained conditions. You are in need for money. You want to get married. You want to put your kids in proper schools. You want to buy a car. You want to live a happy life. So you just accept any proposal. Maybe it's been a year or two you have been looking. Even though the Prophet ﷺ said, when you rush and you earn your provision from haram, you're not going to get anything that was not ordained for you. But instead of getting it from halal, you just got it from haram. فَإِنَّ مَا عِنْدَ اللَّهِ لَا يُطْلَبُ بِمَعْصِيَتِهِ. The philosophy of rizq and provision is all explained. It's not something that we have to make ijtihad to assume it. No. It is all explained by Allah in the Quran, by the Prophet ﷺ, who explained the Quran in his beautiful sunnah. Trust Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. وَمَن يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. Whoever keeps his duty to Allah, Allah will give him a way out of every hardship. وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبْ. And will provide for him from ways which he could never imagine. Don't you say how? Because this is Allah's business. Your business is to obey Him. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides. So your job is not to provide, is to earn. To earn what Allah has ordained for you, but to earn it lawfully. By putting your trust in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. By trusting Him that you're not going to get lost. You're not going to die because there is no other source but the haram. Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala informed His Prophet sallallahu alayhi wasallam, and He said to us, by Allah, if you put your trust in Allah as it should be, He would definitely provide for you the same way He provides for birds. Birds go early morning to earn their living with khimasan, empty stomach. وَتَعُودُ بِطَانًا. And look at them when they return afternoon or by the end of the day, and their stomach is fat, full. Who provided them with that food? It is Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They made the effort while sincerely putting their trust in Allah the Almighty. Assalamu alaikum.